after I shut down the HOA's bogus $47,000 claim on my ranch. I thought that would be the end of Karen and her Evergreen Bluffs cronies. But if there's one thing about HOA Karens, they never back down quietly. A month after I proved they had no legal claim over my land, I noticed fresh tire tracks cutting across my north pasture. At first, I figured it was a lost delivery truck, but then I found a folded notice pinned to my barn door with duct tape. Final demand. Immediate compliance required. Security inspection. Turns out Karen had hired her own so-called HOA compliance officer. Some burly guy in a fake uniform with a shiny badge that said, Community Security. He looked official enough to scare the elderly retirees in the neighborhood, but out here on my private ranch, not so much. That same afternoon, I spotted him parked on my gravel drive, clipboard in hand, snapping photos of my equipment and my livestock. He claimed he was documenting code violations. For what? My cattle eating grass? I told him to get off my land. He just smirked, said the HOA had authority to enforce community standards, and that I'd be fined $500 a day until I cleaned up the eyesore. An eyesore? My grandfather's barn that's been here since the 50s. What he didn't know was that I'd already spoken to the sheriff's department about Karen's nonsense. The deputies told me to call them if anyone from the HOA so much as set foot past my fence line again. So I did exactly that. Next time fake cop showed up, he strutted around my pasture, barking orders at me like he owned the place. I smiled, nodded, and texted my buddy Jake, one of our county deputies. 10 minutes later, Jake and another deputy pulled up behind fake cop's SUV. The look on his face when he saw real law enforcement was priceless. Jake asked for his ID. Fake cop stammered that he was private security, but when asked for his license to operate on private property, he didn't have one. Worse, he'd driven through a locked gate. That's trespassing and criminal mischief out here. Karen herself rolled up in her Lexus a few minutes later, shrieking that my junk was lowering property values. She told the deputies she'd authorized the inspection. Jake told her sweetly that out here, the only law that matters is the county, not some HOA bylaw she made up. He gave fake cop two options. Get in the patrol car for trespassing charges or accept a written citation and get off my land immediately. He took the citation. Karen tried to protest until Jake warned her that if she set foot past my gate again without permission, she'd be next. She called it an outrage. I called it Tuesday. The kicker? I put up new fencing and posted the photos on our community board, with a note. Trespassers will be greeted by my deputies and my cattle. Since then, not a single HOA Karen has dared to cross my gate. My ranch stays free, my pasture stays green, and the only inspection I allow is my old sheepdog making sure my cows don't wander too far. In the country, we don't play HOA games, we play by the law. And the law's got my back.